So this was a Scream Unseen, so a horror film that you don't know what you're seeing. I've been to Screen Unseens before, but not a Scream Unseen. Welcome to another movie review video. Woo! Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week, and then movie reviews just like this one here at the weekend. Yet we're back on normal schedule. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free, and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above in case you are looking for something non-horror, non-bad horror film to watch this weekend. Just in case you can't tell from the thumbnail, this Scream Unseen was not a welcome Scream Unseen. This is one of the worst movies I've seen this year, but I did sit through the whole thing, so I'm ready to bring you a review of Talk to Me. As I said, this is a Scream Unseen, so I knew it was going to be a horror film. From all the clues, everyone was saying it was going to be Talk to Me. And a little bit like the last Screen Unseen that I saw, they showed a trailer for this before we actually saw the film, so we could see the trailer. And it's one of those where you see most of the action bits, the actual good bits in the trailer. So if you've watched the trailer for this one, you've done enough. You don't need to go and pay your cinema going money to go and see this one. However, I find it interesting that in all the other Screen Unseens that I've been to, part of the fun of going, when you sort of eventually do find out what it actually is watching to see how many people leave. When I saw Petit Maman, a lot of people left at the start of the film. I obviously decided to leave at the end, very controversially. And then when we saw How to Blow Up a Pipeline, there was a handful of people left, not that many people left. When we went to see Elemental, a ton of people left. People were not up for seeing Elemental on like a whatever night it was, Wednesday or Tuesday night, at the cinema as a Screen Unseen at that point. However, no one left before or during this film. And I wonder if it's a bit like me in that they went, the film is literally only an hour and a half. We'll stay and we'll sit through it and we'll see what it's all about. So the premise behind it is that these teenagers, always teenagers, isn't it, have this hand that you hold on to. Supposedly it belonged to a psychic or a like tarot reader or a medium of some kind, Long Island medium. And you hold its hand, you say, talk to me. And then you see a dead person who's trying to talk to you. And then if you say, I let you in, then that person who is died and maybe perhaps not yet crossed over comes into you and they talk to the room through you. So it's a whole like exorcist possession type of thing. And these teenagers have decided that they can do it for like a maximum of 90 seconds, and they film it and they record it. And what's interesting is I went to see this one with Ollie, and he said he doesn't like the fact that there are so many things to do with phones in films now, because you go to the cinema to be away from your phone. Like, you know, you go see Oppenheimer, you don't touch your phone for 3.5 hours. It's really quite liberating. It's really nice. And this was, for me, again, it was the end of a 3-film day. This was the third of 3 films today. And so I kind of will look at my phone during the trailers and then it goes away and I don't touch it again. And this film is so much of it surrounds these phones and it being filmed and it being timed on a phone and there being notifications coming through, and it really does kind of disrupt the flow of the film, and kind of you get those notification like tings or the phone rings or what have you. And this was like that one where her mum went away on holiday and she like lost her, like it was the sequel to Missing, or it was Missing or something, and there was a lot of phone stuff on there, and I just found it quite stressful, and it does add to the stress of the film. Anyway, I digress. Going back to the film itself, so the premise that I've just told you there is basically the whole film. You know, somebody talks to the hand, and like, as you can imagine from the trailer and the premise of the film, you know, something bad happens. It's not great. And then we have the sort of added layer of the fact that one of the characters' mums died and she feels like there's mystery surrounding her death. So she's kind of trying to hopefully get hold of her through all of this. But yeah, the kind of like cool novel thing about this was that it's set in Australia and it's an Australian group of kids, and so that makes a bit of a difference. It's not American kids, and so it's a bit of a different film, and it's from, you know, studios that you wouldn't normally see a film from. And and then there's kind of chosen family, found family rather than actual family aspect of it. But there's a scene at the beginning of the film, a bit like, I think they were trying to go for a, right, okay, like the beginning of Scream, where something happens and then you kind of like circle back in the rest later in the film, and it's relevant what happens at the beginning of Scream. I think they were trying to do like that. So very, very quickly, you know, there is a killing, a horror event, but then it's just not really relevant to anything else. Like, it comes up very briefly in the like last sixth of the film. You know, go back to this character again, but he really doesn't help the other characters in any way. He really doesn't add anything to the plot, and therefore that initial scene also doesn't add anything to the plot. I mean, I say the plot, I use the term very, very loosely, because the plot is they talk to the hand, something bad happens, and that's it. So yeah, it wasn't kind of integral to the plot. The ending of the film, again, always no spoilers, but the ending of the film is also very much like, okay, we've got to wrap this up somehow. But that ending doesn't really make sense. It needs a little bit more explanation. Well, we're cutting this film at 95 minutes, that's it. We're not going to give them any more explanation, that's it. We just need to end it. Do it now. Make it a bit dramatic, make other people be involved. Let's see if we can bring some of the characters back together. There are literally three of the characters who you follow all the way through the film, who you just never see again. You just literally never see them again. Like, it's not like, oh, well, this character, this happened to, or we don't need to see this character again because their story arc's finished now. They were just involved, they were there, and then they weren't. And yeah, it was just a really bad film. Did I find it scary? There was some jump scares, but the jump scares were because they just turned the sound up on some, like, somebody hitting somebody with a pillow, or somebody closing a car door, or somebody hitting their head, and that's what those jump scares came from. It was a bit like when, you know, Jeepers Creepers, as soon as you see the creature, it's not scary anymore. You see the dead person almost as soon as they go, talk to me, and that kind of makes it not scary. It was like badly edited, it was badly acted, it was badly written, there was no plot, the sound was really weird, and it just, yeah, it really wasn't a good film. I imagine that this film will be on my top 10 least favourite films of the year, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that later on in the year, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the bookish content coming your way very soon, because I will have my July wrap up and my August TBR coming your way, and I will also have another movie review coming your way next weekend, because I am going to a limitless screening this week as well, which I'm very excited about. So new movie review coming your way next weekend. I will see you with that next video. If you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up, and yeah, see you soon. Thanks for watching.